Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dr. Michael Bishop. I am the principal of Patriot High School, and this video is designed for our incoming ninth graders, which will enter in the fall of 2022, to give you and your parents some information about Patriot. I have been the principal at Patriot since 2010. This is my 29th year in education. A little bit about myself. I have a bachelor's degree in secondary education and history from Youngstown State University. I have a master's in Administration and Human Development from George Washington University. I also have a doctorate of education from George Washington University and an advanced certificate in educational facility planning from San Diego State University. I have been the principal at Patriot for 11 years. Prior to that, I was a principal at Mechanicsville High School for 2 years and Cosby High School as an assistant principal for 2, making 15 years in administration. I have 14 years of experience teaching in the classroom, mostly U.S. and AP U.S. Virginia history. For our students today and for our parents, I want you to have an understanding of our school, the expectations we have for students, the transition to high school and why it's important, as well as resources you can use and things that are available to you, information about counseling, sports, and athletics. Those are all the topics that are available in the in-person event tonight, April 26th. But for those of you who are unable to attend, or for those of you who want an overview, this video was created. Patriot High School is listed on the U.S. News World Report rankings of America's best high schools. We are the only first-time gold medal school in Prince William County. We are a Project Lead the Way School of Distinction. We are a 3- or 4-time member of the Washington Post Challenge Index. I can't remember which it is. And we are a Prince William County School of Excellence 5 separate times. We have a 98% graduation rate. We feel we are very successful with our students here at Patriot. These 2 posters that you see here represent something that was celebrated this year as part of the 10th anniversary. As I said, we opened in 2011. In 2021, we celebrated the 10th anniversary. The pictures on the right are athletes, students that represented us over the first 10 years of the school. Some of them went on to college experiences and some of them did not, but all of them were a part of the history of Patriot High School and putting us where we are today. The pictures on the left are current images of things that occurred over the last 10 years that are not athletically related and also reflect on the high quality of student and participation we have in our school. Throughout the building, you will see pictures and posters that represent our students as part of the 10th anniversary celebration, much like you would find on a college campus. We wanted to celebrate what was best about our school, and so images were captured and posters were made with the help of the Prince William County Print Shop. I'm not even sure how many are up, but there are multiple posters throughout the building. And one of the fun things was hearing kids say, "Hey, that's me on that poster," or "Look at that, that's my friend on that poster." And so trying to create a positive, productive, and healthy environment for students is one of my primary goals. As I said, I'm the principal at Patriot. I'd like to introduce you to the rest of my staff. Mrs. Stephanie Bretsky is the assistant principal in charge of the health and PE departments and mathematics. Mrs. Dolores Lucas is the assistant principal in charge of English and special education. Mrs. Carla Drew is the assistant principal in charge of social studies, ESOL, and the performing arts. Mr. David Van Gelder is the assistant principal in charge of science and business. And Mr. Chris Brown is the assistant principal in charge of world languages and CTE. Other members of the administrative team include the following folks. Mr. Brad Qualls is our director of student activities and handles all athletics and extracurricular activities. Mrs. Terry Snoots is the director of school counseling and will handle all scheduling and master schedule development for the school. The newest member of our team is Mr. Bob Murphy, the director of school security. Mr. Murphy worked with us a few years ago. He left for a position in Culpeper County when our previous school director of security decided to leave. Mr. Murphy was convinced to return to Patriot, and we are very happy that he is here. Katie Swanson, also now known as Katie Moore, is the director of specialty programs for Patriot. Megan Weiss is the ITC, handles all instructional technology, and Kelly Boynton is the special ed department chair. Mission and vision of Patriot. Our mission is to create a student-centered, leadership-themed environment. We want to make sure we can develop their leadership capacity. Therefore, that is our vision. Provide them with a practical skill set that enables them to be successful in the 21st century. What does success in the 21st century mean? They can read, they can write, they can articulate information, they can present that information in a written, digital, or oral format. They can use multimedia when necessary, and they can analyze information and make sure that they don't just regurgitate what's being presented to them. They can actually form an opinion and then articulate or argue what that opinion might be. The motto of Patriot High School is leadership, integrity, character, and pride. The words are in that order for a reason. We want to make sure we develop leaders, make good choices in our integrity, our character. People won't question who we are ever. And then pride, the pride in the school, pride in what we've done. A history of the school. Patriot was actually authorized to be built in the fall of 2008. The school was actually named in the spring of 2010 and opened in September of 2011. In 2011, we had 1,600 students. At one point in our history, we had 2,800 students. We now are down to about 2,155. Our first graduating class was in 2013. Once the school was named Patriot, the school colors were pretty significant. I was able to do some research and find out that there is was a textile mill in the Nokesville area that produced 3 colors of cloth: red, blue, and gray. So we adopted navy blue, red, and we chose silver with white as the alternate color so that we could have kind of a significant connection to the past. We are a school of firsts. Architecturally, we're the first design like this. We have interactive whiteboards in all of our classrooms. There's wireless technology available to students and staff. We have turf fields both here and at T. Clay, and therefore the mascot of the school is Pioneers. We base a lot of what we do here on the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. If you have read this book, it is a book about organizing and finding a way to organize your life. Lessons are taught from the 7 Habits book to all 9th graders in their advisory class. However, in the last 2 years, because of the pandemic and the situations that were created, we have not had the ability to deliver the advisory lessons with fidelity and to do it in a way that we make sure that they understand. Patriot High School is a great and wonderful place. When you come up to it in the morning or in the afternoon, it is very imposing. It looks very powerful. It also has kind of an aura to it. When kids come here from other schools, you can see that in the way that they react. We also have great kids inside of our building. These being kids from our very first Red Nation Spirit Group. They came to me in the fall of September 2011. They wanted to have a spirit group. They told me they wanted to call it Red Nation. I gave them approval. At the first volleyball game they showed up, there were 6 of them. It gradually grew, and there was a core group of kids that kind of organized it, and now they've passed that ideology on to the next group of kids, and they kind of select internally who's going to lead and who's going to run their social media page. But these kids right here were the first to do it, and they're kind of special in my heart because they helped to establish school spirit and the climate that we wanted to create here. Our expectations for students are pretty simple. I want you to understand that that smartphone you have in your hand is not the most important thing. Since the advent of the smartphone, iPhones, cyberbullying has gone up, inappropriate messaging, chats, videos. The stories are out there every day. Kids are distracted. They stay up late at night. It impacts their sleep cycle. It impacts their cognitive functioning, which impacts their ability to be productive at school. Video gaming research says kids have to make a decision every second, and they are rewarded every 8 seconds. As teachers, as educators, we have to keep them engaged. We need you to support it. They cannot be engaged with their cell phone in their hand. If their headphones are in, their attention span is off. At Patriot, previously we had a no cell phone policy. When the pandemic hit, we were trying to deal with a lot of other things, and so we kind of relaxed that requirement last year. This year, it is not something we want to continue, so I'm going to tell you now. In the fall of 2022, headphones are out of sight and not in use during class time or class change. Discipline will follow. Cell phone usage is not out during class time, class change. If the teacher has a cell phone usage for you to use in instruction, she or he will tell you. However, everybody now has a device, so the need to use the cell phone should be non-existent. The pandemic created horrific learning conditions, and those kids that spent hours in front of screens turned their screens off, and bad habits came about as a result. They cheated their way through class. We've had kids all across the division try to turn work in that was literally lifted from Google, had the citation on it, the web page, the time it was pulled off, and then tried to turn it in as their own. So again, no phone out during the day, no headphones. It is the most important thing that we can make sure we do to return our students to a productive learning environment. We showed the movie Like in February of 2022. We also showed that movie at Marsteller Middle School. If you paid attention, they talked about notifications. We had a class where the math teacher did an experiment. The girl put her cell phone in the pocket on the back of the door, and during a 90-minute block, the phone had 1,700 notifications. Now, if she'd had that phone in her pocket, that would have been 1,700 times she was distracted to look at the phone to see who was notifying her. That's the importance. That's the reason we're going to not allow cell phones in the fall. Now, some good news, some good information. Your student is going to be issued an ID card. That ID card allows them to check in to attendance, to check out to attendance. They can use it in the lunchroom to identify themselves for lunch in the fall. Paid lunches will be returning. There will be no more free lunch. They can use it to check out books in the library. It also can be used as a photo ID in the community for everything except driving. We are a standards-based school, which means grades are a measure of what a student know or can do. You might see in the grade book fewer grades, multiple attempts, homework very limited in counting at all. The objective is written in terms of students will find, discover, identify. You will not see, or likely won't see, test or quiz. Canvas is the learning management system that we use. It was new to Prince William County last year. You all have had experience with it for about 2 years. It allows for virtual learning if we need to. The parent can access it through an app from a mobile device, and students will have his or her classes in one place. So they're all listed on one place, and they can move throughout the classes from that main page. The teacher can provide materials and lessons and videos and extension activities all in one place. So if there was a chance that we had to go to a virtual learning environment with snow or anything else, we can use it. I do not anticipate that happening, and for our sake, I hope that it doesn't. What does the Canvas page look like? If your child has been on Canvas previously, you've seen this page. This is what the Canvas page looks like with the courses listed across the top. The learning management system identifies the grading or feedback that's available to the student, and then the tasks that are listed on the top right-hand side, and the tools that are available to them. All students will be issued a PWCS device for their classes. You do not bring the one from Marsteller or from Gainesville with you. Each student will be provided with a PWCS device in the first week of school. My suggestion to all of you is to pay the $36 insurance policy as opposed to paying the $495 replacement. You can buy that insurance policy at any time during the school year, and it's much nicer to pay $36 than it is to pay $495 for damage. Our bell schedule is slightly different from other Prince William County high schools in that we run what is called a flex schedule. So on an even day, there would be a tardy bell at 7:24 with block 2 starting at 7:30 to 9 o'clock. And then we have flex A and flex B. I'll explain what that is in a minute. Fourth block is our lunch schedule, and sixth block is at the end of the day. It looks very similar to an odd day schedule, which are blocks 1, 3, 5, and 7. However, in that flex A, flex B, we make adjustments, and so it looks like this. On Monday in this schedule, it's an even day. Go to 2, and then we flex back to 1, which is first period. Then we flex back to 2. During that time period in flex, there's no new instruction, there's no new material. The kid can take makeup work, get some additional assistance, get some tutoring. It's about a 35 to 40 minute period. It allows them extra time. With 7 blocks of classes, it's really important that they learn to organize their day. Then they go to 4th, then they go to 6th. Odd day, 1, 3, 5, 7. Even day, 2, and now we go 4, 3, and then 4, 6. So the flex 4 is where it's sitting so that they don't have to sit in the same class for 2 hours if it was 3, 4. Thursday's a 1, 3, 5, 7. On Friday we go to 2, we flex to 5 and 6. Monday is an odd, 1, 3, 5, 7. On Tuesday we go 2, and then flex 7, and then advisory, and 4, 6. Advisory is a course that students will be assigned to in their 9th grade year. They will stay with the same teacher for 4 years. That allows us to do class assemblies, distribute information by grade level. It allows us to do graduation information when they are in 12th grade. And that is where we teach the advisory lessons about 7 habits for 9th graders. 10th graders, the lessons are about adjustments, 11th graders, the lessons are about life. We've done change a tire, use power tools. The kids got to sign up for select an advisory. What will help with the transition for your child? Well, Summer Bridge is a program that's going to be offered in August. It's a 4 or 5 day program. They get used to the teachers. They get used to some of the activities in the building. There's a lot of fun stuff that goes on. That information will be posted to our website. Advisory teachers, they're there to assist the students and teach the 7 habits. It's really important to get to know your child's advisory teacher. Get them on a consistent sleep schedule. Get them involved in after-school clubs or activities. There are tutoring opportunities, teachers, National Honor Society members, as well as AP scholars. And then if you're a parent, I encourage you to be active in our PTSA. Be active in our booster club. Be active in our band booster club. We have a robotics club. We have a robotics group that has qualified for nationals and world competition several years in a row. Join the Principal's Advisory Committee. When I was in high school, I wanted to be part of a community school. My high school was a community school. It had been there for over 50 years. People whose children graduated in the 70s still attended activities and events in the 80s and 90s. That's what we hope Patriot High School becomes in our second 10 years. As we move forward and we finish up, it's a safe place. It's a great place for students. Support is always appreciated at home. Communicate with your teachers in a positive and productive way. Check Canvas frequently. We want them to have a safe and orderly routine. Allow them to be successful. We do wish you the best as you become pioneers. Other information will become available as a part of this program, and this will remain posted throughout the summer. I hope you're available to attend tonight's presentation on the 26th of April, and I hope that you're able to find something productive and positive about Patriot High School. Please remember, I want everyone to have a great experience. I want everyone to have a good high school experience, and I will close with this thought. We are all in this together, and to me, that means 2 words: as one. I appreciate your time watching this presentation. I hope to get the chance to talk to you at some point in person. Please make sure that if you have specific questions, you reach out to someone at Patriot, and we will be happy to help you. Thank you.